Rangers supporters have long held a reputation for bringing an electric atmosphere to Ibrox, not just through chants or noise, but through grand theatrical pre-match displays that feel more like coordinated performances than simple support. With massive banners stretching across entire sections of the stadium, smoke and club colors filling the air, and a rhythm that unites tens of thousands, it's no wonder they're considered some of the most passionate fans, not just in Scotland, but across Europe. But on Sunday, the energy took a controversial turn that now has the entire Scottish football world talking. Ahead of the Old Firm showdown against Celtic, a massive banner was unveiled in the Copland stand, grabbing the attention of everyone inside the ground and eventually the national media. The image depicted former Rangers captain and manager Graham Souness holding a shotgun, a nod to a real-life photo taken during the 1982 World Cup in Malaga. Alongside it were the words, "Take aim at the rebel scum." That phrase lit a firestorm of reactions, not just from rival fans, but from within the Rangers community and beyond. The club moved quickly, issuing a firm statement condemning the banner and admitting it had crossed the line. They made it clear that while they stand by their fans' right to support passionately, there are boundaries, and this time those were clearly overstepped. Police Scotland has since confirmed that they're conducting an active investigation into the display. The banner has been taken into police possession and inquiries are ongoing. It's a rare moment where the energy and passion of the Rangers faithful has brought more concern than celebration, and it's already overshadowing much of the post-match talk that would normally follow an Old Firm derby, and that's saying something, because the match itself was nothing short of dramatic. Rangers took the lead late in the first half thanks to a composed finish from Cyril Desires, only for Celtic to respond in the second half through Adam Ida. The game ended 1-0, but both teams had chances to snatch the win in the closing minutes. It was tense, it was physical, and it had all the edge you'd expect from a derby with this much history and bad blood. But still, the banner and its fallout stole the headlines, even in a result that extended Rangers' unbeaten run in Old Firm. Clashes this year. Barry Ferguson, stepping in as interim manager, also found himself in the spotlight, not just because of the result, but because of a heated moment on the touchline. Winger Vakun Issouf Bayo, known to the fans as Vash, was visibly furious after being subbed off in the 66th minute. Cameras caught him slamming his elbow into the plastic of a dugout, clearly unhappy with the decision. After the match, Ferguson addressed the incident head-on. He didn't mince words. "I'm the manager, I've got to make decisions," he said. "If I feel I need to make changes, I'll make changes." But he wasn't critical of the players' frustration. In fact, he welcomed it. "I'd rather they're angry than walk off with a smile on their face," he added, making it clear that passion is welcome, as long as it's channeled correctly. Ferguson also doubled down on his belief in Vash as a player. He called him a game changer, a high-quality talent, but reminded everyone that decisions are made based on the flow of the match. The message was clear: train hard, prove yourself, and you'll earn your place back. And with Rangers set to host Aberdeen next weekend in what will be their penultimate home match of the season, the competition for spots in the starting 11 is only going to intensify. Ferguson is still searching for his first 90-minute win at Ibrox as interim boss, and Aberdeen, chasing third place, won't be making it easy. Beyond the controversy and the derby draw, there's also growing tension around the club's league form. Despite the resilience shown in big games, the inconsistency against smaller sides has cost them dearly. After 35 games in the league, Rangers have failed to win 15 times. That kind of record simply isn't good enough for a club with their ambitions, and it's left them a staggering 17 points behind Celtic in the Premiership table. That gap is hard to ignore, and even harder to accept for a fan base that demands excellence. Midfielder Nicholas Raskin spoke candidly after the match, offering insight into how the players are viewing the situation. For him, Old Firm clashes are completely different beast compared to other league matches. He talked about the tempo, the emotion, and the style of play being unlike anything else. "There is less pace in the other games," he explained, highlighting a breaking down deep. "Defensive blocks is a challenge the team hasn't always handled well." He also pointed out an issue that has plagued the squad all season: failing to score early. Too often Rangers have created chances, but failed to capitalize, only to concede and be forced into chasing games. It's something Raskin says they're determined to fix next season. But the biggest story possibly brewing behind the scenes is who will lead Rangers into that next season. All signs are pointing to one very familiar name, Steven Gerrard. Yes, the Liverpool legend is now reportedly the frontrunner to return to the Ibrox hot seat. Gerrard, of course, led Rangers to their first league title in a decade back in 2020 on breaking Celtic's 9-year dominance and reigniting belief around the club. After leaving for Aston Villa and later managing in Saudi Arabia, Gerrard is currently out of work and, according to sources, very much in the mix to make a dramatic return to Glasgow. The timing couldn't be more interesting, especially with the expected takeover by 49ers Enterprises, inching closer to completion. The American group is set to play a major role in determining the club's next manager, and all indications are that Gerrard sits atop their list. But it's not a done deal. The competition is real with other strong candidates, including Marco Rose reportedly still under consideration. Barry Ferguson, despite his interim label, is also making a strong case, particularly with how he's handled himself there in European competitions and stepping in for Philippe Clement. Another name floating in the background is Sean Dyche, currently at Everton, but with ties to the club's new sporting director, Kevin Thelwell. That connection could come into play depending on how negotiations unfold and what kind of project the board envisions moving forward. So while the spotlight may have been on the banner controversy this week, the truth is Rangers are a club in transition. From coaching staff to ownership to how they handle their own fan displays, the next few months are shaping up to be absolutely crucial in defining the next era at Ibrox. The fans, as always, will be watching closely. There's a feeling around Ibrox right now that everything is hanging in the balance, not just the outcome of the remaining fixtures, but the very direction of the club going forward. For all the passion on the terraces and flashes of brilliance on the pitch, there's a growing awareness that something deeper needs to shift if Rangers are to truly re-establish themselves at the top of Scottish football. And what's perhaps most frustrating for the fans is that the potential is there. You see it in moments. Raskin bossing the midfield, Desires showing composure in the box, Butland pulling off world-class saves. But too often it's been flashes rather than full performances. The challenge for whoever takes the managerial reins next season will be turning those flashes into consistency. There's no room for excuses anymore. The standards of Rangers demand silverware, demand dominance, and demand a level of ruthlessness. That simply hasn't been there week in, week out this season. Drawing with Celtic feels like a moral victory to some, especially given the effort shown and the fight to come back. But when the table shows you're 17 points off the pace, moral victories don't mean much. It's about lifting trophies. And this year, once again, Rangers have fallen short. And with Celtic not showing signs of slowing down, the pressure to respond decisively is only increasing. Internally, the discussions are already heating up. The return of Steven Gerrard would certainly be a headline move, and for many supporters, it would represent unfinished business. Gerrard brought belief back to the club during his first stint. He created a culture of accountability and pride, and while his departure left some feeling abandoned, there's no denying he left the club in a much stronger state than when he arrived. If he were to come back now, it would be to take Rangers to that next level, to challenge not just domestically, but to build a team capable of making noise in Europe again. But the romantic narrative of Gerrard's return is not the only factor. There are footballing decisions at stake. The 49ers Stone of 49ers Enterprises group is expected to be heavily involved in shaping the vision, and they'll be looking for a leader who not only understands Rangers, but also fits into a more modern, data-driven global strategy. That might work in Gerrard's favor, especially considering the professional setup he demanded during his first term. But names like Marco Rose and even Sean Dyche bring their own merits with experience in top European leagues and a reputation for discipline and structure. In the meantime, Barry Ferguson continues to quietly build a case for himself. While results haven't been earth-shattering his command of the dressing room, his history with the club and the respect he commands from the players can't be ignored. He's one of their own, and that counts for something. He's spoken with a clear voice about what it means to wear the badge, and despite the drama surrounding the banner, he's kept the focus on football. That steadiness might just convince the board he deserves a full season to show what he can do. Of course, off-field controversies like the banner incident don't make the decision-making process any easier. The club's response to the display was swift and direct, but it's a reminder that Rangers are under constant scrutiny. Every action, whether by players, staff, or fans, is analyzed and interpreted. The balance between passion and responsibility is delicate, and the club knows. It needs to be proactive in managing that line. That's why they're now looking to reassess how these supporter displays are organized and approved, aiming to protect the reputation of Rangers while still allowing space for authentic fan expression. For the players, the task ahead is straightforward. In theory, but complex in execution. Finish strong show character and prove that this group has the spine needed to wear the shirt. It's no secret that the dressing room will likely see big changes in the summer. Several players are expected to move on, and reinforcements will be needed in key positions. Center back remains an area of concern, as does the midfield depth when injuries hit. The forward line, despite moments of promise, still lacks the killer instinct that champions are built on. But there is a core to build around. Jack Butland has arguably been the most consistent performer of the season. His presence between the posts has saved Rangers on multiple occasions, and his leadership from the back has been vital. Raskin, when fit, brings an energy and control in midfield that few others in the squad can replicate. Todd Cantwell, though still seeking peak consistency, has shown moments of real flair and ingenuity. If these players are complemented by smart, summer signings and guided by the right manager, there's no reason why Rangers can't come back stronger. The pressure, however, will be immense. Celtic have raised the bar and they show no signs of dropping it. That means Rangers need to not just keep pace but surpass it. They can't afford another season of drawing with teams they should be beating or dropping points from winning positions. The margins are too fine and the stakes too high. As the campaign nears its end, there's still plenty to play for. Pride for one, momentum heading into the next season, and a chance for individual players to stake their claim in what could be a very different squad by the time the next ball is kicked in August. These next few matches will say a lot, not just about the character of the players, but about the direction the club intends to take. All eyes now turn to the boardroom, the training pitch, and that all-important managerial decision. Will it be a return to the past with Steven Gerrard, or a bold new direction under fresh leadership? Will Barry Ferguson do enough to convince the higher-ups he's the man for the job? And will the 49ers group bring the kind of structural and financial backing needed to truly compete on every front? Whatever the outcome, one thing's certain: the summer ahead will be one of the most important in recent Rangers history. The fans are restless, the media is watching, and the rivals are already planning their next steps. Now it's time for Rangers to show whether they'll rise to the challenge or be left playing catch-up once again. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Lennon Miller, the promising young midfielder who has been turning heads across the Scottish Premiership, has officially joined Rangers in a move that's already stirring excitement among the Ibrox faithful. The 17-year-old arrives from Motherwell, where he quickly earned a reputation as one of the most talented prospects in Scottish football. Born in 2006, Miller made his professional debut at just 16 and never looked back. His maturity on the pitch, composed passing, and keen sense of positioning have made him stand out well beyond his years. Many had tipped him for a move south of the border, with English clubs reportedly sniffing around, but it's Rangers who've acted quickly to secure his signature. The transfer represents a bold step for both club and player. For Miller, it's a massive platform to showcase his talent at one of Scotland's biggest clubs, with the weight of expectation that comes with the blue jersey. For Rangers, it's a statement of intent, a commitment to investing in young Scottish talent and shaping the future rather than merely buying the present. Rangers manager has expressed delight at bringing Miller in, noting his football intelligence and work ethic as key reasons for targeting the youngster. "He's a lad with a big future," he said. "We followed his development closely, and we believe Ibrox is the right place for him to grow." Into the player we all know he can be. Fans will be eager to see how the youngster fits into the squad, especially with midfield competition stiff and expectations high as ever. But if Miller's performances at Fir Park are anything to go by, he won't be overawed. His calm demeanor and sharp technical play could make him a vital cog in Rangers' engine room for years to come. As Rangers chase silverware on multiple fronts, the addition of Lennon Miller is more than just a signing. It's a nod to the future, and perhaps the beginning of a new chapter for one of Scotland's most historic clubs. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.